of the Psychic News Network. Thank you, Patty. So sweet. And today is Hump Day. It's Wednesday. 1 week ago, we were ringing in the summer solstice. Time sure flies. Lots has happened. Lots has happened. Let me know how you're doing, how your day went, what's new, what's happening. Hi, Bond Blue. I've got the crystals right here. Bond Blue sends me rocks. You know you have friends when they send you rocks. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. We are gathered here to go over the news from a psychic point of view. And we have somebody in the chat, me bitchin'. Hi. Yes, I have my buddies close by. I'm trying to move things around in my office. It's kind of disorganized. Hey, Barbara. Hey, everybody. Before we start, I just want to let you know that it's kind of new, but I do have memberships, so you can join. And in your membership, you get a daily affirmation 5 days out of the week. So if you join the membership level, even if you start at the magician level, which is $6.99 a month, a mere $6.99 a month, you get daily affirmations, you get 10% off tarot reading and something else. I don't go to my website that often. I really do need to check. So hello, hello, hello. We're here to go over what's going on. It's amazing. On Friday night when we were live, the Wagner Prigozhin had it looked like what was going to be a coup in Russia while we were live streaming. Monday, the tapes came out. We have tapes. The tapes came out on Monday. So it just seems like while we're in process at the Psychic News Network on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there's like breaking news. So if you have the news on at the same time as we're doing our broadcast here, and something happens, just let me know. Because that's kind of what happened on Friday. But Monday it was later. Actually, it wasn't during our broadcast. It was right afterwards that the news broke that they have yet even more tapes. Friday night seems so long ago. I know, that's what happens when so much gets packed into a few days, and it's been like that for a few years now. Time is speeding up. Let's ask the pendulum. Is time actually speeding up? Our first question, is time actually speeding up? Are we experiencing an acceleration of time? And the pendulum says the answer to that question is yes. We are experiencing time speeding up. Well, it's probably worthwhile to look into what Albert Einstein said about time and the whole concept of time. What do I have in my notes here? Giuliani, what did he tell? I wrote myself a few notes. Human remains were found in the submersible. I'm actually surprised they found anything. Happy Watermelon Day? Is it Wednesday, Watermelon Day? Is that what we decided? Let's go to the traditional tarot. Let's go to the Rider-Waite to start. So anyway, the pendulum is indicating yes, time is indeed speeding up. It is. Let's go to what did Giuliani tell? Where do I purchase my beautiful crystal pendulums? There's a company called Project Yourself. It's either .com or .org. They're a good company. They help free trade. They help people in third world countries. And Project Yourself, if you're on their email list, that's where I got this. This protects me from EMFs. This is from one of my clients. And let's see, what else do I have on from Project Yourself? I got this from Project Yourself, this from Project Yourself, this that also protects you from EMFs from Project Yourself. This I got in Salem. Anyway, so check them out. Yeah, because a lot of what I wear and use is from that company, Project Yourself, because they give great deals, and I just ordered more stuff today. I'm out of control. Anyway, a few people are mentioning that it's been smoky. Yes, it has. It's been very hazy here today. I'm not smelling smoke, but I'm kind of getting kind of used to this overcast. We've had a lot of rain, which is better than having drought. And it's been, I have not yet put my air conditioner unit in the window, which is interesting, because usually by now it's unbearable, and I kind of hold out. I don't put the air conditioner in the window until it's, urgent. So, yeah, I don't smell smoke, but it's been really hazy today. I was watching the news a little bit, and then it went to a commercial, and we're gonna read about this too. I remember Neil Young saying to Howard Stern in a kind of recent interview that the only thing that matters really is global climate change, and I tend to agree. So I was watching the news, and I went to a commercial break, and they're still advertising big ass gas guzzling trucks. What is going on? And the wildfires are like going like crazy, and they're still selling big ass gas guzzling trucks. I don't know. Is it just me? Sadhguru, help me out here. Is it just me, or do we all get to the point where it's like airplanes? I have a family member who just flew to LA. I mean, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be traveling. However, why is nobody talking about the cause of global climate change? They're still advertising big trucks. Did we all see the movie Don't Look Up? Did you all see that movie? Denial, It's Not Just a River in Egypt. That is for sure. I mean, I want to do a deep dive into the psyche of human civilization, that we're just like, oh, gee, it's a shame. Oh, we can't fly. Oh, what a shame, we can't fly because there's wildfires everywhere because of global climate change, and we can't fly anywhere, without addressing the fact that airplanes are a huge part of the problem. It's not just me, right? Yeah, Don't Look Up. Yeah, I mean, really, I just can't even believe that nobody's talking about we need to do something. That's not the most important story in the news. The seagulls agree. I have a different view from you. I don't want to just say ummer, because it's summer. You know what I'm saying? Until charging stations are all over the country, they can't sell a lot of EV cars. Well, we can be talking about it. We don't need to fly. That's what Zoom is for. Exactly. Tell that to, what's his name? Is it Nauta? Tell that to Nauta, who didn't show up at court today because he couldn't get there because of the haze. He could have zoomed in. Walt. Since I'm on my soapbox about global climate change, we're going to read on that. How was your day? What's going on? Tell me what's going on in your lives. Is it just me? Please, everyone, pray for Canada. Yeah, we're praying for Canada. We'll definitely pray for Canada. We'll definitely send rain to Canada with our thoughts. However, let's start talking about it. You're needing a car, wondering if you should buy a hybrid. Well, let's answer that question for Wildflower Wind. Happy birthday to Glenna. It's Glenna's birthday. Oh, Darren went carless. Well, there's something. The infrastructure, yes. Biden just passed broadband. Like, so people in rural areas and poor areas get broadband now. That's a big, 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 big deal. Global climate change. There will be laws. Well, this is good because I see that the what was it called? The something Inflation Reduction Act. The Inflation Reduction Act. In that, there was a lot of funding to help stop global climate change. And hang on a sec. Yeah, okay. Cheryl spent the day with your friend. Good, that's nice. All right, we're reading on global climate change first. Cheryl ate watermelon. And wildflower wind, they're saying go ahead and get a hybrid. Because you're going to have to anyway, right? Or rent or lease a hybrid. Lois spent the day making art. Taught here in Kansas City in the 90s. Watching the movie Moonfall. Is the moon hollow? I'm not sure. No, the moon's not hollow. What am I saying? Global climate change. We're asleep. We're asleep. We are asleep. Our human civilization is asleep. I'm asking about global climate change and what will be done. There will be laws. Your car mechanic says get a hybrid. I mean, you might as well go with the way that we're going. We're going into EVs and hybrids and high-speed rail too. Tomorrow's farmers market day. Yay, I love farmers markets. Okay. What's going to happen is the electric vehicles will be purchased in huge, huge numbers as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, which has global climate change initiatives and technology woven in. So Liz rented a hybrid minivan. It was very nice. Glenda's happy you're wishing her happy birthday. I hope you had a great day. Yeah, you're too spread out in suburban America. That's true. We are. People are forced to drive back and forth. I know. Where I live, it's not like that, but you can live in town and not own a car. You can just walk everywhere. And then there's a MBTA, the train, if you need to go to the city. If you need to go to Boston, you can take the Boston and Maine Railroad. That's what they used to call it. So as far as global climate change, there will be laws. There will be laws in place, and this bodes well for democracy. There will be funds allocated to, like in the form of rebates, tax breaks if you have an EV. That's what I'm getting. And I haven't really, hi Sydney, Australia. I haven't really looked into specific initiatives with the climate change initiatives. Yes, President Biden is plugged into global climate change and making an effort to move everyone forward. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm reading here. But it will be, this card indicates, I mean, let me tell you what it really indicates. This indicates sickness. And this indicates people getting sick from the heat. And people having, lots of destruction from the global climate change affected weather, right? So it's coming. It's coming. It does look like there will be lots of initiatives. And what I'm reading on this is this really feels like the Democrats are in charge. Large and in charge. Because when the Democrats are large and in charge, and I really am feeling like that's the way things will go, we will address this. It's like the movie The Day After Tomorrow. It's already here. Well, that movie came out 20 years ago. Or more. Right? Does someone want to Google that? You always listen and have rarely been in the chat. Well, welcome to the chat. MT might have touched a video that speculates that Rudy flipped. Oh yeah, I could have told you that, and it doesn't take a psychic. The Dems will be large and in charge. So January 6th prosecutors brought him in. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Rudy flipped. Rudy definitely flipped. And you know who else is going to flip is Walt. NATO. The Day After Tomorrow, the movie about global climate change that Al Gore directed, was in 2004. It's boy, humans are really slow, aren't we? Jeez. Cheryl's saying she feels like Marshmallow McCarthy is done. I know, we saw that for the month of June. Still June. And that Hakeem Jeffries is going to be speaker. And by the way, I was having visions today of Marjorie Taylor Greene being a nobody in the not too distant future, and Lauren Boebert being a nobody. I mean, you might argue that they're already nobodies, but what I mean is like they're just regular citizens. I was picking up on that today. Please hit the thumbs up if you can. Yeah, we are selfish people. Unless it affects us today, we just keep putting it. Yeah, we just keep doing. Unless if yeah, it's true. We just keep putting off acting. You don't have to be sorry, Glenn. I've said that. How many times have I said that? I've said that a lot. Big problems with EV battery catching fire. Well, let's fix it, Glenn. Then we should be talking about fixing the batteries, right? Instead of what some people do, you can't do anything about it, right? Rose just fixed a cup of coffee and warmed a donut, and she's ready for the show. It's like Groundhog Day. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're reading on global climate change. And it's a Canadian thing. It's a Canadian thing to. Glenn is saying it's a Canadian thing to just put things off. To put off acting until we absolutely have to. That's not just a Canadian thing. My goodness, that's what we're doing in America. Yes, I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene talking crazy about her TV turning on and off all by itself. Let's ask this. If you're new here, I'm just going to warn you. We jump around a lot. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene losing her mind? Yep. Hi, Donna. Donna's late again. It's alright, isn't it like middle of the night where you are? Oh, it's a Canadian thing to say sorry all the time? Is it? That's interesting. It's a northeastern thing of, New England thing to complain all the time. That's definitely what we do here. I don't. I do my best not to. Why don't I put together a weekend workshop and have a circle ceremony, including a tour of Salem, Granddaughters of Salem Witches Gathering? Good suggestion. I know, I need to go to Salem because I need more tea, but I do have tea leaves. Okay. Let's read. Well, since I was just asking the pendulum, thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Since I was just asking the pendulum, if Marjorie Taylor Greene is losing her mind, if it was, is it getting worse? This is what I mean. It said yes. So since I just asked, I'm going to pull 3 cards. And I mean like a little bit like delusional. Because her TV turned on and off by itself. But let me tell you something about that too. We are procrastinators, that's for sure. Marjorie's, where she was, I don't know if it was at her house that she said, they're back. Was it her house where the TV turned on and off by itself? Because ghosts can do that. Steroids must make you psychotic? Okay. Okay, let's ask this. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene's, wherever she was, I'm assuming she was home, right? So wherever she was is it a haunted place? No, it doesn't look like it was haunted. It doesn't look like she was in a haunted place. Is she paranoid? Is she paranoid? Is Marjorie Taylor Greene paranoid? It's paranoid. She's paranoid. Which I could see why she's paranoid. She's in big fat trouble. Yeah, okay, so it's paranoia. Yeah, it's definitely paranoia. Somebody sent me the message today that Ron DeFascis is asking the courts to dismiss Disney's lawsuit against him. Let's pull 3 cards on Marjorie first, and then we'll go to the other fascists. The news yesterday, I just remember when I turned on the news yesterday and they were talking about we're in the midst of an authoritarian takeover. And then the Supreme Court made that good ruling. Even though the Supreme Court made that good ruling that the states can't all get together and go, we don't like who the people voted for, and throw out the votes. That was good. The news is also saying we're in, yes, this is of Marjorie Taylor Greene's own making. We're in the midst of an authoritarian takeover attempt. So, we're reading on Marjorie first. It's time for the fascists to go. MTG lives in an apartment. Someone probably tried to get into her Wi-Fi. I'm not convinced that she was in her apartment. I mean, when you turn on your computer or your iPad or whatever, isn't it like other people can link up? I don't feel like she was watching Poltergeist. I feel like she's paranoid. Because she committed crimes against the United States. Marjorie Taylor Greene eating too many gummies, that wouldn't make you hallucinate, I don't think. Oh yeah. Yeah, remember, whenever I read on MTG, I get how destitute she feels financially. She needs a referral to the psych doctor, yeah. Malcolm Nance, I can't listen to him because I don't listen to people that scare the crap out of you. I don't listen to Mary Trump because she scares the crap out of me. I don't know if it's what they're saying as much as the energy with which they're saying it. Like, it's kind of like, this is definitely going to be terrible and there's no way out, it's going to happen. The catastrophizing is I can't. Rachel Maddow does that too, so. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene, no, she's delusional. She's delusional. She woke up in someone's hotel room. Are you making that up? She's really worried. I mean, whenever I read on her, I get that she's out of money. Well, speaking of, the attempted autocratic takeover on America, speaking of that, there are people in the news, or, we're not talking about only the corporate-owned cable news networks doing the fear-mongering. We're not talking about only that. We're also talking about people that just have YouTube channels, and I'm here to tell you, we're not really making money. Just expressing our views. It's not that we're being told by corporate to, get everybody afraid, right? So there are people that have YouTube channels that are getting everybody afraid. I have nothing against Mary Trump, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Rachel Maddow. I have nothing against Anthony Davis on Midas Touch. And I can list a whole bunch of them. It's not personal. It's that I prefer to listen to a vision, somebody describing the way that it could turn out for the best. MTG is a walking hate fest. So anyway, somebody mentioned Malcolm Nance. Who's Ruth Bengia also. These people that are fascism experts, they've studied it their whole lives, but it seems like they don't give a moment to, and then that might not happen. And we need that. We really do need that. That's why you don't watch scary movies? Well, some of the scary movies are so like unbelievable, then, you know, you can kind of leave it at that. But they're talking about real things that have really happened. And they're talking about them in such a way that it's like it scares you to death. Yes. Some buffering going on with the internet. You're going to have to keep me posted on that. There's a lot of storms in the area. I did get onto the Ethernet, and that should help a lot. But you're going to let me know in the chat if there's any problems. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Malcolm Nance is an expert on the Ukraine. He fought in Ukraine for the Ukrainians. Thank you, Terry. Yeah, if it buffers too much, I'll just have to reboot. We need to talk positive. If you're watching the news today, just in regards to the buffering, it's all over the news that there are massive storms in the Northeast. I'm not experiencing that here, but it can. Yeah. It's and the solar flares have something to do with that too. Blessed are the people who listen to the universe. Blessed are the people who resonate with their intuition. I love it. Betty Bunny. It's Betty. Blame it on Betty. She's our mascot. She can take it. She's so loved that she can handle it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is really, she feels like she has lost. I don't know what, but she feels like she has lost. There's so much evidence against her. Remember, she was in on the meeting at the White House the day before the insurrection. Thank you, no buffering. She's right there on videotape saying she just came from a meeting at the White House where they were talking about the stolen election and this, that, and the other. And the Supreme Court ruling from yesterday means that they can't do that. They can't just say, the states can't just say, the election was stolen. They can't do that. So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene against the United States. And you will see that. You'll see I want to say Trader Greene. You'll see Marjorie Taylor Greene versus the United States of America. So here she is destitute. And that's a vision I had today. Just destitute. And this is the United States. All the evidence necessary and in a strong position. I'm no longer worried about her. I never really was. Annoyed. Wished she would go away, but not worried. Okay. I'd like to know who the staffers are on that most recently released Trump tape. Narcissistic fascists, that's for sure. I'd like to know who those staffers were that were just giggling right along with him, tossing around this national security, secret documents. I didn't see the video of DeFascist at a town hall. He was in New Hampshire, full of Trump supporters. Well, the Trump supporters were really angry at DeFascist for campaigning in New Hampshire during the same time that Trump was up there. Let's take a look at what's going to happen since those documents, since that latest tape of Trump just saying, and by the way, yeah, the laughter was disgusting, Barbara, I agree. One of the staffers is a Melania lookalike. It's interesting because, they keep playing what they just discovered, that tape of Trump, that additional incriminating tape of Trump in his own words. And they're laughing, and I can't handle the energy of that particular recording. I can't listen to it. Because the energy of that recording is so traitorous and so just the enemy. They're just the enemy. It was absolutely disgusting. I was so disgusted. Okay. I'm going to read on Trump's fate. I did see a clip of him. I think it was on Fox. I saw a clip of Donald. You may have seen this. Yeah, it was so unreal. You may have seen this clip of Donald that was fairly recent. I think it was just over like the last day or two. And he's standing, and there's a Fox interviewer interviewing him. I just caught it really quickly. And he's standing there, and he looks not there. He looks not there. He looks like he's struggling. His eyes are really puffy. He looks really puffy. He looks really... I was getting dementia. I have to go back and look for, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere, but the video of him recently, and he was standing there, and he was like, I don't know, I can't describe it, but I just kept getting dementia. He didn't have his aggressive vibe. No, that's Sandy, absolutely. He didn't have his aggressive vibe, and he was out of it, like he was stoned or something. He was out of it, but I really strongly got that man is suffering from dementia, early onset. And I don't know what other psychics say about it, but let's see what the pendulum says. Was I picking up on dementia? Is that what it was? Well, it's kind of giving me like a combination of things. So it's not straight ahead early onset of dementia. He looked catatonic, didn't he? Do you know which one I'm talking about? He was standing and he was just kind of denying that the documents, you know, or secret, and he will plead mental sickness. I've kind of gotten, not that he'd plead mental sickness, that he will, yeah, the light was on but nobody was home. I think you guys know which clip I'm talking about. Hi Laura, thank you for tuning in. Okay, well, is it early onset of Alzheimer's? Is that what we might be observing? Oh, interesting. Thank you for the donation. The purpose of this life is to live and to love. I love it. And thank you for being a wrench, LB. Really strong, the early onset of Alzheimer's. You got chills when he was talking. It was really cringeworthy. Do I see Trump taking a plea deal with Jack Smith? Nope. His parents had Alzheimer's. Okay, so first I was asking, were we witnessing Trump having dementia there, the early stages? He's not going to be able to get away with everything that he did by pleading mental insanity. Dementia is more pronounced with vitamin D deficiency. I'm getting Alzheimer's, and I'm kind of ignorant about knowing what the main difference is. How does anyone that old get early onset anything? I know people that lived into their 90s that had, you know, that just whippersnappers. I think Joe Biden is one of those. Oh, so much to cover, and I've only scratched the surface just barely. Drug use. Let's ask. Was Trump drugged? Was that why he was? He had no oomph. He had no energy, and he's lost. And he keeps contradicting himself. Drug use. Drug use. Thank you for the donation. Yeah. Oh, Alzheimer's is first and dementia follows. I hadn't heard that. Did somebody give him a downer? Did somebody give him a downer? We're just trying to figure out why he was acting like that. I get yes. like a quaalude type of thing. Always blessed. Her dad was 92 and 100% all there. I hope you inherited it. Yeah, you are blessed, right? Yes, Kathy, maybe take notes. I'm just teasing. I've said that many times, that he's had at least 2 mini strokes. Early onset as opposed to on-time dementia. I know, it's such a strange thing to say, right? Okay, his dad died with dementia. What? Liz is saying this. Today we find out his former aide said he fantasized about Ivanka. So gross. I've addressed that too. I've addressed. There's a shortage of Adderall and maybe you couldn't get it. I have addressed that there's no love lost between Ivanka and her father because he has been inappropriate with her, and that's just what I'll say. And I'm referring to when he said he would date her if she wasn't his daughter and that kind of thing. So whoever the bot is that I put in timeout about if this is a Trump bashing channel, we're just telling the truth. Trump said he would date her. And also, speaking of grossness of the sexual nature, for him to have the, I don't know what you call it, the kahunas, the audacity, I don't know, there's a word. It's a democracy channel. We're working on saving our country. For him to go after E. Jean Carroll again, I'm telling you, it just makes my hair curl when I think about it. To go after E. Jean Carroll again because she said rape when, according to, New York City laws, it has to be actual, I don't have to go there, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. To go after her and say, oh, it wasn't rape, it was assault. Give me a break. I'm going to ask the cards this. I'm going to ask the cards, is he aware of how awful that is? Like, or is he just unaware? Like when he said, I wouldn't have raped her, she's not my type. Is he just unaware of what he's actually saying? I know I talked about Michael Cohen's daughter and that he said sexual things about Michael Cohen's daughter when Michael Cohen was working for him. He's an unaware narcissist. I just wonder if he knows. If he said about E. Jean Carroll that it wasn't true that he raped her because she's not his type, the inference there is that he would rape a woman if he considered her to be his type. Is it just me? So what I'm asking is he aware of how, another example that's not of a sexual nature, but when he would say that our COVID numbers were high because it wasn't that we had more COVID cases, it was that we had more testing. Does he realize what he's saying? Does he realize it? I know, forcing yourself on anyone in any way is rape. Yeah, but in New York City, it has to be full on, intercourse for it to be considered rape. I know, it sickens me that fellow Americans voted for him too. And so if we have a Trump supporter in the chat, it's just consider the source of this evil. Is he aware of what he's saying when he says it? No, I think he's that clueless. And not to say that he has good intentions. But in his mind, in terms of like the COVID example I'm citing, that made sense to him. That's what I'm asking. That made sense to him. And when he mixed up E. Jean Carroll with Marlon Maples after he had said E. Jean Carroll was not his type, it makes sense to him. That's what I was asking. In his mind, it makes sense. In his mind, it makes sense that we had more COVID because we had more testing. And a lot of people at the time were saying, if a woman is pregnant and she hasn't taken a test, it doesn't mean she's not pregnant, right? Thank you, Dale. Trump supporters go home. I was sitting in a little bit of traffic today, and I looked to my left, and there was a house, and in the window it said Trump 2024. I think I'm going to start sending postcards to these people, and I'm going to say, do you know what fascism is? Terry's trying to alert me to a question. Do I believe Trump lawyers are going to try to make Trump look unfit to testify? They wouldn't have to go far. Crazy like a fox is right. Please smash the thumbs up and thank you. Oh my. We're going to read about Ivanka. Where's she at? I always knew she'd turn on her father. Yeah, so if no one takes a pregnancy test, no one in America will have a baby. Exactly. See? You guys are really smart. Not that it really takes a big stretch. Rose is having another donut. Ivanka is doing lots of twists and turns, lots of gymnastics, lots of legal gymnastics to attempt to get herself out of being associated with her father at all. Lawyers cannot put Trump on the stand, would be malpractice. Are you saying, coming from the point of view that because he's mentally unstable? Ivanka is really trying hard to get out of the illicit financial situation she's been in. But something's quickly going to happen with Ivanka in terms of legal action. Are we going to see that this week? Hang on. Suddenly it's getting very humid in here. That must be some storms rolling in. Ivanka has gotten out of the family tax card. Yeah, that's what this cards are saying. She's trying to sort of manipulate the evidence around so it doesn't look so bad for her in terms of how much she illicitly, the guides are saying, stole. But this is a card of quick action, quick legal action. Thank you for the donation, Marby. What about Melania? Did she leave Trump yet? Oh, that's old news. I mean, from a psychic perspective, that's old news. Of course she did. It might not be on paper, but of course, I mean, when I tune into Melania, I feel like that she just, you know how people put puke emojis up? That's how I feel like Melania feels in his presence. Thank you for thanking people. I appreciate that. I'm going to read on Jared since we're on the topic of Ivanka. We haven't heard much about Jared lately. Have you noticed? Somebody's putting the puke emojis up. I'm reading on Jared. Death card. I'm reading on Jared. It's over for Jared Kushner. This looks like jail. The hammer's coming down on Jared Kushner. I think he's going to try to leave the country. Too much evidence against it. Too much. The guys are saying very clear, very, very explicit evidence against Jared. The death card is it's over for him. Yeah, Ivanka didn't mind securing contracts for her business in China. Yeah, while working for the White House. Yeah, and that's what I was just reading about her. That magician was, she's trying to skew it so that it doesn't look that bad. I mean, she's trying to change the numbers around. I don't know in which manner she's doing that, but you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I have said for years that Jared would go to jail. Yeah, these things take time. And part of the reason that we all get together, there's lots of reasons. Will they stop him at the airport? I'll take a look. There's lots of reasons that we get together, but one of the reasons that we get together, one of the beauties of getting together is that this is really hard for us to see all these criminals, and there's so many blatant crimes right in your face. Donald Trump should have been arrested on January 6, 2021. That's what they did in Brazil. All those people got arrested. You know, the coup, the copycat coup in Brazil, when Bolsonaro lost. January 6th, at least January 7th, 2021 at the latest, Trump should have been handcuffed and dragged to prison. No worries, Kathy. I mean, I know it's hard to keep up with the chat. That's why some people have left me, because I can't keep up. Sorry. I might start doing some pre-recorded vids too. So it's hard. It's hard. Mnuchin, he's another one. He's another one. Whenever I saw Mnuchin, when Trump was in the White House, which makes me feel so angry when I think about it, when he's his snivelly, looking like he just ate a lemon, Mnuchin. You knew how criminal he was. Thank you, Wildflower Wind. She loves the live shows. Thanks. I'm sort of weighing that out. Yeah, Jared. Okay, let's see. Is Jared going to get in legal trouble and try to flee the country? Yes. Darren, why are you saying address? 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 No worries. You don't have to apologize. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Mnuchin. Not Manchin, Mnuchin. Remember him? I know it's hard to spell. What are you guys? You're making me work. What did you say? Address. You want me to address your comment? Oh, I'm going cross-eyed, Dale. Malaria needs to go away for good. Malaria? You're going to have to repost it. Oh, it's Darren. Maybe Terry can repost it. Mnuchin didn't know his address. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Huh. I hadn't heard that. He got a big bag of money from Saudi as well. I totally agree. And is there a reason you call Melania malaria? Or are you talking about that there's actually malaria? Oh, malaria, there's mosquito disease. Okay. Sorry. Too many things. You didn't realize that Madonna was in the hospital, nor did I. Yes, of course Rudy spilled the beans when talking to Jack. Jimmy Kimmel calls Melania malaria. But I heard that there's actually malaria in Florida. Had you heard that? I need some watermelon too. Yes, so we're talking about Melania, and people are saying malaria, and now I'm all confused because I don't know if you are talking about malaria, the outbreaks of malaria, or if you're talking about Melania. How did malaria get to Florida? Well, that's a question to ask. Well, there are vaccines for malaria. There are vaccines for malaria. I know because I've been to India and I had to take pills. I got vaccinated for other things, but when I went to India, I had to take malaria pills. So it's not that there's not a solution. Oh, it's spell check. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Wear your DEET. Because even though DEET's not good for you, it's better than getting malaria. Since you mentioned it, I'll read on it. We're reading on. I'm hearing one of my new bells. This is my new bell. One of my new bells from M in Montana. Thank you. Try to keep up. I know it's not easy. Madonna has a bacterial infection. Well, right now we're on malaria, not Melania. Someday, I wish I could have you all switch places with me because it's pretty, there's nothing like it. How did malaria, not Melania, get to Florida? The mosquito-borne bacterial disease. That one. It's a secret. It's a secret. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. It was brought here. It looks like from Africa. There will be a quick solution. Maybe the mosquitoes breed at Mar-a-Lago. Oh yeah, and I got sent this too from M in Montana. I love this. Wait till next week on the 4th of July. You think we had a summer solstice party? Just wait. Okay. We're reading on mosquito-borne malaria. Yeah, bat houses would be good. I do see climate change is making it more prevalent. Soul Surfer wants to come visit. It does look like there's a vaccine for malaria, but I didn't know that because I know there are malaria pills that are taken as a precaution. Miss Brazil said in 1955 says Brazil doesn't fool around. Yeah, we were talking about Brazil arresting people immediately during their insurrection, their copycat insurrection. Thank you, Trump. Oh, there's a nice cool breeze coming in the window from the ocean. What a jerk I am. It does look like malaria in Florida and Texas due to sanitation and disease control by the state. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. The pills for malaria are, wasn't it true that during COVID, they were talking about malaria pills as being a kind of a help? No, there's no cure for malaria. Kathy's saying Pinocchio is Brazil bound. We'll get to that. Yeah, malaria pills before going into foreign countries. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, as a precaution. So, well, let's ask this. Will people in Florida and Texas, couple questions about that. Will it be advised for them to get malaria pills? No. Well, the COVID vaccines, that didn't go over too well. What a stupid question, Annette. It just hit me. If there are malaria pills available, do you think people are going to take them? They wouldn't wear masks, and they were all proud of it. People were dropping dead like flies. Unbelievable. People will not take the medication. Well, not enough people. Sandra misses the stars. There are no stars in Florida, rarely. Well, you're going to have to get out into the country. Can't be that far. Is the malaria outbreak going to worsen? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Was it brought here on purpose? Marie is asking, and I didn't want to say it, but I had the high priestess, and it looks like yes. Was malaria brought here on purpose? Why would that be? It's a strong yes. Kathy's in the house. Professional Aquarian's in the house. So you can ask an astrology question. I don't think she'd mind answering it. Well, the pendulum is saying that they'll get a handle on the malaria. There are ways. Malaria's been around for a long time. Chaos! All right. Our resident astrologer, professional Aquarian Kathy Beal, is saying the astrology report is chaos, and we're heading into a full moon next Monday. Okay, so Plaquenil is the anti-malaria drug that was running low during COVID. Yeah, but why was it running low? Were they using it for COVID? Oh, the purpose of malaria is chaos. Okay, because that's what I was getting. I didn't say it, but the high priestess, as soon as I looked at that card, I should have said it. I got, somebody knows how it got there. Didn't expect to be reading on malaria tonight, that's for sure. Think of it. Okay, I'm thinking of it. To create chaos for what? Oh, Brenda's complimenting Kathy's astrology work. This full moon is actually stabilizing. Let's hear it for a stabilizing full moon. Woohoo! I love the owl. I'm so lucky I get presents. Almost forgot that I have tea here, which I started to drink already. The City Hall clock behind me is chiming 8. You grew up in New Jersey, always mosquitoes, but not malaria carrying mosquitoes. Did you hear they tore down the building behind me, so you can really hear the City Hall chiming. Okay, Joanna's reminding me, and the bell's reminding me of that. This is time for my commercial break. Hang on. I'm almost going out of business because I've got nobody booking readings. So can you help me out? I'm doing my best to help you out. It's a win-win-win-win-win. I love you guys. I just need some financial support. And it's really great. And I'm a life coach too. So let's support each other. Psychic readings include tarot, clairvoyance, mediumship, basic astrology. I'm by no means an astrologer, but I know basic astrology. You know, enough to give you some basic tips. Past lives, your life path, and problem solving. All that and more in a psychic reading. I know you want a psychic reading. I'm also offering tea leaf readings. I decided to keep that on my menu of options. So go to psychicannetteDion.com. This is my whiteboard, compliments of just somebody suggested I get a whiteboard. Tea leaf readings are a little bit shorter, but I have the tea just before we get on the phone. They're shorter. They're half an hour. It's all psychic work, so I can read tea leaves and I can read. Thank you, Soul Surfer. I can read anything really. Spiritual boot camp, which I also call spiritual summer school. For 7 weeks, I have compiled what I have learned, what I know in my 30 years of working as a professional psychic. I've compiled it into a 7-week class. It meets on Saturdays from noon to 1:30 Eastern Time in a Zoom room. This is unique. This is really unique because you're going to get it all. You're going to get, and go to my website, psychicannetteDion.com, to find out what it all involves. But you will love it, and I'm so excited to teach this class. However, I need 10 people signed up and paid in order for it to happen. And so far I have 3. Starts on July 8th through August 19th. Go to my website. Church of Spirituality, it's not like any church that you remember. I don't read palms. I could, but I don't. I've never been really drawn to palm reading. I think I did it in a past life, and I probably scammed people. But in this lifetime, I don't scam people. Thank you for all your compliments. Church of Spirituality makes your life better. There should be thousands of people watching it because it makes your life better. Sundays, live stream from 1 to 2 p.m. every single Sunday. And it's all up here in my channel under the lives. Grassroots of Democracy, we meet 3 times a week. On Tuesdays, we do a guided meditation for 20 minutes on a healed America, to visualize a healed America. Healed! We'll be healed. Thanks for the compliments. So, and those guided meditations, there's 10 of them for $20 if you go to my website and you want to just purchase some guided meditations from our Tuesday night thing. We follow up the meditation with, we go over the spiritual readings from Sunday. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go to join our meetings. Fight fascism. We do not want fascism. Democracy is way better. And there's more, but I probably forgot. To continue, how about we switch some cards? Thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for all your endorsements. Amanda, we miss you at the meditation meetings. We miss you at the second part of that meeting, which is going over the spiritual readings. And, you know, it's all free. I really do love to get donations, but I'm offering so much for free. Yes. And Professional Aquarian is giving a testimonial that the 20 on Tuesdays is great. And we also know that we should read on this. I always knew that in Bedminster that the FBI would go in and search Bedminster, but I said that last summer. I know, it's taken a long time. So they will be searching Bedminster. Anyway, Kathy was saying she's close by and she's going to plant some energy there. So on Saturday, send a lot of psychic intention to Bedminster. Jack Smith already has surveillance footage from Bedminster. Oh, is that new news? Let's read on how the case against Trump is going from Jack Smith's point of view. That's what we're going to read. From Jack Smith's perspective, how is this investigation into Trump going? You guys make me feel so good. Thank you. Jack Smith is a bona fide American hero, and I don't know if you were here when I told you that I read on it, and he was George Washington. Yes, he was. Speaking of that, I did forget. Next week, I know it's hard to believe, is July 4th and Tuesday, and I'm going to do a channeling session on Tuesday. You have a huge haul flying by your house every day. Hauling? You have a huge hauling flying by your house. I don't know what that means. We're reading on Jack Smith. To Jack Smith to attain a search warrant for Bedminster. I think the other Annette in the chat, there's an Annette in the chat, is referring to something I said earlier. Okay. So Kathy, to Jack Smith to attain a search warrant, do you want me to ask? There's a search warrant, yeah. Gloria, you're here now, that's all that matters. Okay. Truth. I love these cards, these are great. I just grab whatever's handy, and these are right here. They were in the same bag as the Rider-Waite. Jack Smith, how he's feeling about what's going on with this investigation into Trump. It just keeps getting juicier, people. Is my business number listed? You only have a cell phone to do a reading? I call you. And you can do a reading by phone. That's how we did it in the old days. Was it at Bedminster where Trump showed the documents to his aide? I didn't even think of that. On the 4th of July, I'm going to channel our founding fathers. One of whom is who I know has incarnated, and I've also said, but we can still channel their energy. Nancy Pelosi was James Madison. Hang on, dropping cards. The current question, oh, it was at Bedminster. Yeah, okay. I want to know who those staffers were that were, oh, it's so funny, you stole our national security secrets. I want to know who those staffers were. Actually, let me ask, I'm asking about Jack Smith, but I'm going to ask, do they know who the giggling staffers, that's what we'll call them, the giggling staffers. Make my blood boil. Do they know who the staffers were? Yes, they know who those staffers were. Oh, okay. Staffers were identified in Lawrence last night. No sooner did I ask the question, and there's the answer. I love when that happens. And I need to catch up on Lawrence O'Donnell last night. I heard it was really good, and he's my favorite. I just get tired of the commercials, so I probably was watching Midas Touch. Will I channel Thomas Paine on July 4th? Sure! I just don't know what time it will be on the 4th. Because I know a lot of people are busy. A lot of people are not busy, too, on the 4th of July. But just stay tuned. I'll let you know when that's going to be. So they know who the staffers are that were giggling. The giggling staffers. Are the giggling staffers going to be in trouble? Did FDR incarnate? I wondered, but it doesn't work out. It doesn't, because you know, he's older and he's starting to joke about it now, which is great, but it's funny. But I did wonder if Joe Biden was FDR reincarnated, but it doesn't check out because Joe Biden was in the physical body very young when FDR died. But it doesn't mean he can't be influenced by his energy and even by the history. By him, you know, just knowing a lot about FDR. Because Joe Biden's very much like FDR. Anyway, the staffers, what I'm asking, the giggling staffers on that that tape, they do know who they are, and that just got confirmed because I guess it was on Lawrence O'Donnell. And Kid Rock said he saw some of the documents at Bedminster with other people. I saw a clip of Kid Rock talking to Tucker Carlson. This is over a year ago, I think. And Kid Rock was talking to Tucker Carlson, and they showing me these plans of like North Korea. And Kid Rock said to Trump, "Oh man, are you sure that you should be showing me those?" And he's laughing about it. Yeah, we're the laughing stock of the world right now. Not to mention our allies being slightly miffed. Are the staffers in trouble? Kind of, sort of. Not as much trouble as... It's okay if you're late. Not as much trouble as... It's not been determined what's going to happen to those staffers. Trump is an absolute traitor. Trump is a Benedict Arnold. He's worse. I think Trump is the worst traitor in history. Seriously. By the way, become a member of my channel. You will receive an affirmation every day in your inbox and other stuff. Jack Smith, his perspective, is truth and he's choosing wisely and rejoice in celebration. That's why we get together. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Not that this is a happy thing, but we need justice, damn it. I should get bumper stickers that say, "Justice, damn it!" What do you think? I'd probably sell a lot of those. There's bumper stickers that say Jack Smith fan. Also, if you're watching Midas Touch live in the chat, they have all these emojis. I think you have to become a member or something. Then you get to put up a Jack Smith emoji, and they're like all over the chat on Midas Touch. It's so funny. Anyway, it's taking me forever to read on this. Jack Smith, his perspective on this investigation, the truth. He's getting all the truth. He's choosing wisely. This has to do with timing and rejoice in celebration. We will be happy. Thumbs up, please. Thanks, Janet. We will be happy. But we will also feel like it's not coming soon enough. Just so you know. I don't see anything moving at lightning speed, but the guys are saying everything is very concise. Yes. I do past life readings. Past life readings are, if you weren't here for my commercial break, a tarot reading isn't just a tarot reading. I do clairvoyance, I do mediumship, I see past lives. I don't do regressions. I do, I see the past lives that have the most influence on your current life. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Dan, I'll make you a moderator. Sure, why not? Be a moderator. Thank you. Okay. Let me give you a little bit of a selection of questions that we can look at. Do we want to look at what's going on with Putin? As Lisa just put up the question, so I guess my answer just popped right up. Will Putin capture or arrest Prigozhin? I know who he is. It's very little that's in the news that I don't catch. Will Putin capture? I don't know. I don't feel like Putin will capture Prigozhin. In fact, my psychic impression is contrary to what you're hearing on the news. Yes, it is. My psychic impression about what's going on over there in Russia and Belarus is not jiving with what they're saying on the news. He's moving to seize the Wagner Group. Oh, the assets. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, if Putin is seeking to capture the Wagner Group, good luck with that. But the assets, well, let's see if Putin's going to have any luck with that. My first sense is like, how is he going to do that? Will Putin be able to seize Wagner's assets? Well, it looks like, yeah. Keeping Wagner Group in Russia is like keeping a rattlesnake under your pillow. But did he send them away? No, Prigozhin's not done. No, this is not. There's a lot going on that we don't know about. Is Prigozhin's life in danger right now? He's safe in Belarus. We did a deep dive into this on Monday. And I felt like Lukashenko is not besties with Vlad. Put it that way. They're not best buds. I'm actually seeing Prigozhin just kind of being like running away and being in hiding. Is that what's going to happen with Prigozhin? Okay, so what I see with Prigozhin is running away and being in hiding. Marby wants to be a moderator too. Boy, we're not going to have any trolls at all. We'll have no fun with trolls. Definitely. I'll take all the help I can get. I appreciate that. I thought I just made you one. Let's try that again. Oh no, I just made you one. So the wrench should pop up. You heard that Prigozhin had a windowless hotel room. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing him going into... I see Africa for some reason. No, I don't see Prigozhin facing war crimes in the Hague. No, I do not. I don't see that. Okay. Will Prigozhin just disappear? I feel like he's going to flee to Africa. And boy, and Putin's getting vicious with Ukraine right now. Is he gonna ease up on Ukraine? And then in the next 2 weeks, is it gonna get to be a little bit less? No, it's gonna get worse. You guys are so funny. You can be a moderator. You can be a moderator. Thank you for all the support that you're and all the love tonight. I appreciate it. I always appreciate that. Okay, so ABC News is identifying the woman on the recording, the laughing staffer, as one of Trump's top campaigning advisors. I would like to know her name. I see Prigozhin fleeing, going into hiding, and it's Africa. And Africa's a really freaking huge continent. You want to see it? Hang on, because I have it right here. Sorry for the close-up of my head. That's Australia. We have some Aussies in the We have some Aussies. Where I see Prigozhin fleeing to, where's Russia? Russia. Here's Russia, right? So hard to see this. Yes. From here to somewhere here. That's what I see. Did you guys catch that? I see Prigozhin fleeing to Africa. Be grateful got a weird hit that Navalny will end up in leadership role in Russia. Eventually, boy, Navalny's in really bad health though. Yeah, Sharon, I know. It makes us so angry. It makes us so upset that Russia, and I just got that they're gonna get worse. They said he was in Senegal. Is that Africa? I think it is. Excuse my ignorance. I have to look on my globe. Is Putin going to stop attacking Ukraine? Is he going to stop attacking Ukraine so viciously and violently and like he is doing right now? Is he going to stop that within a couple of weeks? Remains to be seen. We you know, and the guides keep telling me we need to just send our positive love and light and intentions there. No, I don't get the Putin's daughter will be the one to bring him down. I don't really get that. Code Red tomorrow in Baltimore. When we started tonight, we started right off on the topic of global climate change and these wildfires. I mean, we shut down the airlines for COVID. We shut down the airlines after 9/11. It's not that we haven't been able to shut down the airlines. Let's ask that. I mean, what did people do then? Yeah, Russia is really in chaos. Just I'm going to take a little quick diversion here. Will we be forced to ground all the airplanes because of what's happening with these wildfires? Because of global climate change? Yes. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I mean, it was really bad. It was bad the entire month of May, last month. These wildfires, and they just keep raging. Losing all those trees, not good. Will we be forced to take drastic measures? Yes. We will be forced to take drastic measures about global climate change from what's coming. The ash clogs engines. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because I'm seeing planes will be grounded. Planes will be grounded. Yeah. You can't fly. I mean, I didn't really think of it, but Rose Blue is saying the ash clogs the engines. Makes sense, because when a volcano erupts, planes can't fly. Yeah. In Illinois, you've been told not to go outside because the air was dangerously polluted. I feel so sad about that. There was a time, once upon a time, human beings didn't have airplanes. And everyone got along just fine. I mean, sometimes we think think we can't survive without things that we're used to having, but we actually can. So if we have to ground all the planes, I mean, that's what happened during COVID. And after 9/11, that's what happened. So if we have to shut down the planes and the trains and the, well, not the trains, but the automobiles, we're going to have to just do it. And when we couldn't fly during COVID, the air cleaned up. Imagine that. All right, I need your help. I have to figure out I mean, there's so much news. I just got to pick something. Giuliani flipped on Trump. Yes. He doesn't want to go to jail. Let's ask if Giuliani's going to jail. Is Rudy going to prison? Rudy's going to prison. It's not the first time I've read that. We can go back to taking a ship to Europe. I mean, 100 years ago, that's what people did. And they didn't have global climate change. In the winter, it was really cold and snowy. When Mount St. Helens erupted years ago, yes, and the planes couldn't fly then? Maybe a deal for rehab for Rudy. Yeah, Rudy flipped. I definitely got that. He got scared. He got really freaked out. And I get that Rudy's, he's imbibing heavily right now. The guy's liver has got to be just like Swiss cheese and black. I hope that you all don't drink like Rudy drinks. I don't think you could. Oh, and Raffensperger and Jack, you want me to read on Raffensperger and Jack? Okay, I will. Texas will turn blue. Yes. And what the latest is out of Texas, besides the malaria that I'm just hearing about that's in Texas now. Yeah, Rudy's drinking a ton. Texas is having that horrible heat. Where is Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell, I've been telling you that Mitch McConnell's brain has not worked since he took that fall. I'm not even sure why he's still in his seat. Was Ted Cruz involved with the Willard Hotel War Room group? Okay, I'm going to ask if he was directly involved. Was Ted Cruz directly involved with the group at the Willard Hotel? Absolutely. Yeah, our astrologer Kathy says Mitch is not well. No, Mitch McConnell, he hasn't been well since he took that fall. I mean, to me it was really obvious, but I was really looking for signs. Thank you, Terry. You're welcome. He shouldn't get any deal. Well, I didn't ask if Rudy was going to get a deal. Is Rudy? I don't get that Rudy's going to get a deal. When did Mitch McConnell fall? I think it was like March. It took a bad fall. Oh, thanks for bringing that up, Kathy, Professional Aquarian. By the way, I just want to point something out. After the midterms, gosh, I'll have to go back and look. After the midterms, I went down the list. I said J.D. Vance did not win. I have to go think about the races. I said, was Abbott in that? Anyway, the last election, Abbott did not win. Beto won. I named off all these different people that actually won, but it didn't show up that they won. And now we're finding out that the Democrats actually did win if all the votes had been counted. It's all shifting, people, just so you know. It's all shifting. The Supreme Court is trying to right now look like they're fair. It's a little too late for that. Let's read on the Supreme Court, and then we'll read on a couple of other characters. And then we'll read some tea leaves. Oh my goodness, look at the time. Remember to book a reading. I want to stay inspired to be in business. You inspire me, but it even inspires me also when you book a reading. I don't, so Deanne Shield Maiden Tarot, okay, so here's what I get. I don't think George Santos's father and aunt really gave him bail, because I read on it the day before we got that it was his father and aunt. I read on it. I got one of the sources was Russia and one of the sources was Brazil. So there were connections. And to Satan lost too, exactly. So that last ProPublica is about to break major dirt on Kavanaugh. Can't wait for that. Great. Yeah. That last election. I love you too. That last election. A lot of people showed up. I mean, J.D. Vance keeps popping into my head. It's on the tip of my tongue who ran against him. It's been too long. It was Russia. Well, it's all indirectly, it's all been Russia. It really was a blue wave. Yes, they all cheated big time. Absolutely. I've always gotten that. I've never wavered from that. That there is many Republicans that are holding seats right now that didn't win. Can you say projection? Oh, we're so afraid the Democrats cheat. The Democrats cheat. The Democrats. And then when Trump was like, the problem is the ballots. Remember when Trump said the problem, Tim Ryan, thank you. Tim Ryan won too in Ohio. Tim Ryan won also. I mean, you can ask me. I'll tell you how many actually won. Oh, and what was his name that ran again? It's just been too many months. I haven't looked at their names in a long time. Who ran against Ron Johnson? The Seagulls agree. Ron Johnson did not win. What's that guy's name? Mandela Barnes? Did I get that right? Yes. And Chuck Grassley lost too. Yeah. Stacy won also. Yeah. So now the names are coming up. Yes. The Democrats won. Right now, without all the shenanigans that went on, we should have Democrats running this country. 100%. Deanne, I've been talking about that for months. Jack Smith has dirt on Marjorie Taylor Greene and yes. Yes. Dancing Warrior Jack Smith will reveal red states cheating in 2022 elections. Yes, but it's not just Jack Smith that's going to reveal that. And DeWine needs to be ousted too. Marco Rubio did not win against Val Demings. Seriously. Will Trump's impeachments be negated? No way. No way. Yeah, I'm reading on the Supreme Court, but what do you want to ask? What do you want me to ask? There's so many things I could ask. Like, just what's going to happen? Christ won against DeSantis. Let's remember how fast DeSantis was like, I won! 30 minutes after the votes were counted. Thank you for the donation. Was J.D. Vance, I'm not putting the AC in yet. I'm a holdout. I'm in solidarity with all of you that are struggling with the heat. I have a nice ocean breeze coming in. I think this light's making it a little hot. When will Biden put new justices in? Before the end of his term. When's are hard to. I'm not going to answer any whens because it's really tricky. No, it's okay. DN Shield Maiden Tarot. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine that you asked. I'm just saying that I think there's been many PNNs where I said Jack Smith has all the dirt on Boebert, on Marjorie Taylor Greene, on Jim Jordan. Remember Liz Cheney? On January 6th, you did this to Jim Jordan? Yeah. Anyway, it's a little warm in here, but I'm in solidarity with all the people that are struggling with the heat, because it's not that bad here. In a couple weeks, I might be saying it's pretty bad. So, just because, oh my gosh, it's 90 minutes already. Is Texas next for map change now? There will be a lot of map changes. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to pick 3 cards. Oh, by the way, I just heard that Joe Biden is going to be interviewed by Joy Reid tomorrow night. Because of McCarthy's about face on Trump. That was Russia influence. Will this be the straw that gets McCarthy ousted? So, Kathy, our resident astrologer, and I talked about McCarthy being ousted in June. I'm going to read on that real quick. Will McCarthy get ousted? Oh yeah, the Democrats will take over. Biden will be interviewed. Oh, by Nicole Wallace. I thought I must have heard that wrong, because I thought Ari Melber said it was Joy Reid who was going to do that. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Will McCarthy be ousted soon? Yes, he will be ousted soon. Yeah, Nicole Wallace is great. Is Joe Biden's, or his poll numbers going to, I didn't even have to finish the question. Joe Biden's poll numbers are going to go up. John, thank you. Oh, thank you. Every donation means the world to me. And so, thank you, John. Much appreciate. Every once in a while, John's popped in and giving me a big surprise. Thank you. Glad I'm still here. Beto won the day of the election. Yes, I haven't cheated. Yeah, just Satan cheated too. Yes, it will be proven and changed. We're on our way to that. Will CNN give Biden a town hall? Were they talking about it? Will CNN give Biden a town hall? Looks like they will. Yes, John is a very generous man. Thank you. You're all generous. You're all generous with your time and your love. Justice is after Jordan, absolutely. Well, we have a lot to read on for Friday, that's for sure. And in my cup of mystery, what bugs you? What's bugging you, sunshine? Oh, where's my resident astrologer? Hold on. Where's my resident astrologer? I can never figure out what this symbol is. I always mix it up. Jupiter. Jupiter. No, that's not Jupiter. It's Saturn. I get those two confused. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so the other day I saw dogs, which meant loyalty. And I saw dragons, which meant great strength and power. And I saw birds, which means transcendent. Yeah, so Kathy, that's Saturn, right? Do I have it right? I miss Damon too. Damon must be busy. Maybe he has a job. Yeah, Dancing Warrior is jealous of cool nights. Okay. John's nice and you're all nice. Saturn is an H with a line through it. I feel like such a rookie right now. This is Saturn. It just looks a little different. It's Saturn. Okay. And I see like dominoes falling. Okay, so Saturn, this is like a lot of downhill motion for a lot of people. We have a full moon in Capricorn coming up next Monday, right? Next Monday. Get ready. Yogi Bear, you're funny. Feinstein. Oh, somebody's talking about Feinstein. Yeah, she's not well. She's gonna. She needs to go home. Diane Feinstein needs to go home. Thank you. That's Saturn. Yes, and I see a lot of activity. This is like we've been talking about this on our show. You just lost me. Well, I'm finished anyway. Anyway, the dominoes are falling. Stay tuned. It looks like you lost me. And it's buffering. So it must be the storms that are coming in. I don't know if you can still hear me, but if you can, thank you so much. We have 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes overtime anyhow. Okay. Thank you, be grateful. No, whatever you want to give is great. Thank you. I'm still here? Okay, cool. Because I bought a device that's to help boost my Wi-Fi. Alright, so we don't have to rush out right this second. I just want to remind you on Friday, we'll do Friday Night Live. There's a lot of questions, so if you want to bring your questions on Friday, I just want to make sure that I get to them, get to all the news, and just so you know, the sun is shining brightly on the United States of America. Okay. Please book a reading. You can book a psychic tarot reading with all that I do in a reading. I love being a spiritual life coach. If you want to sign up for life coaching, hit like and subscribe before you leave. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be with you. Stay positive. When people are telling scary stories on the news and giving you scary, like there's no hope to be had, turn it off. Nobody's gonna impeach Biden. Okay? I'll leave you with that. And namaste. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Be well.